everyone, myself Juveria Siddiqa, lecturer in zoology, MBS Government Degree College, Mahbub Nagar. Today in this session I am going to discuss about some of the diseases related to the airborne factors like the influenza are commonly called as the flu and the swine flu regarding to the whatever the airborne diseases are there in this session I am going to discuss. Let us start. This is the influenza. It is also commonly called as the common flu. And now if we see about the what is the influenza, let us discuss detail. Also it is also known as the seasonal flu. It is commonly called as a seasonal flu. We often hear about that season is there, rainy season is there, so and so person is affected or suffer from the cold and cough or the flu. This is nothing but our common flu, which we are suffer from the in the rainy season or any winter season. So any seasonal change is there. At that cases there may be a change in the health regarding to the cough and cold like symptoms will be occur in the patients or the persons. So any environmental changes will occur as a result. Here that may be this type of flu or the infection will be take place as it is a contaminate or it is a contamination of the air and it is a contagious disease. It could be spread from the one person to the another person. Now, influenza is an acute respiratory tract infection. So, it is as related to the air. So, automatically it is attacked with the respiratory system. So, person's respiratory system is acute. It is affected with the respiratory system and it is an acute means at the time of the it will be happen suddenly the infections will be seen. So, it is like acute. If their symptoms are like a long period of time or it is coming from a long duration of time, then it is called as the chronic, but it is like a acute respiratory tract infection caused by influenza virus and characterized by sudden onset. See here, acute in the sense the common or we can understand that it is a like sudden happening of the chills and the malaise and the fever and the muscle pain and the cough. So these are all the common symptoms which we everyone know about this symptoms which will be occur when we feel any seasonal changes or any type of the environmental changes will be occur. So this type of the common symptoms which will be happens in the persons like the common cold and the cough and the fever like a small a mild fever or we can say a light common fever and at the same time muscle pain also seen will be happen. And when it will be occur means can occurs as it may be occurs in the form of like the sporadic case or the seasonal case. See in the term only we can understand that it will be happen by the regarding to the any effect in the season. So it is called as the seasonal case. It may be occur when the season will be there or any seasonal change will be there. And epidemic case when the so many persons in a community will be occur or the suffer from this type of infection at the same time so many persons are maybe get the chance to suffer from this disease. So it is called as the epidemic. And here epidemic and the pandemic is there. Pandemic is nothing but to the overall to the nation, that is the pandemic. So it affect the global level. If any disease which will be affect the large number of population in that country or large number of population throughout the global, then it is called as the pandemic cases. And epidemic means any localized area is particularly affected with such type of disease, then it is called as the epidemic case. So here see it may be occur in the three ways or in the three forms like the seasonal case or epidemic case means a particular local area. Any locality is affected with any type of disease. So suppose in one particular area all the persons suffer from that disease, it may be a contagious disease. It could be spread from the one person to the another person. As it is a airborne disease, it could be spread from the infections, like the droplets of that infected persons would be spread throughout the air. So that's why it may be seen into a local area or a particular area or a particular state or a country, then it is called as a epidemic. And it could be happens like the pandemic, and everybody know now a situation will be happens throughout our country or nation in the global level, that is the coronavirus. It is like a same infection with that airborne infection. It may be caused by the viruses or the COVID-19. That could be a pandemic case only. Like we can take the example of this now, global level the persons or the peoples are suffer from this type of, so many countries in the global level all are suffer from this type of flu. That is also a type of flu only. And see what are the problems, or what is that influenza. See here, it is an international disease. Just now I told about that. If any disease which could be happens, which could be affected the large number of population in the nation or the countries, then it is regarded as the international level. So it is called as the international disease, occur in all the countries and affect millions of people. May occur pandemic every 10 to 40 years. It could be occur as a pandemic, means it could be affect the international level to the populations, then it is called as a pandemic. And maybe a chance that it could be happen or it could be occur in the 10 to 40 years due to the major antigenic changes as occur in the, like if you take the example before that in the, so which will be happen before the so many years or the decade, or we can say in the year of 1918 we can see that we can see that the peoples are suffer from the Spanish flu. Spanish flu had happened at the time, that is the in the year of 1980, again in the year of 1957. Here we can see the duration may be approx, that is the 40 years duration is there, or the 20 years duration is there. Meanwhile in that year again the repetition of such type of infections or the pandemics happened at the time. So first one is about the Spanish influenza, then Asian influenza, that is in the year of 1957. In the year of 1968 Hong Kong influenza, means these are all the name it could be given on the place where it will be start first, or it could be seen symptoms will be occur in that city or the nation, that is in the Hong Kong influenza. H1N1 flu, we already know about this H1N1, that is again the bird flu and the swine flu. These are all the type of diseases related to the affect the international level. So these are all come under into the pandemic, means which affect the lot of the millions of people throughout the global level. And what is the epidemiological determinants? How can and what are the risk factors? What are the agents and whom they are affected? So these are all we can see here. First one is about the agent factor. Who is the agent and what are the factors which affect the agents? Like this influenza virus, it could be classified under the arthromyxovirus. It comes under the category of arthromyxovirus. It is a RNA type of virus, like the hepatitis A virus. This is a RNA virus, and the three subtypes like type A, type B, type C. Influenza A virus have two distinct surface antigen, means whatever the antigens they have the capacity, viruses have the capacity that they could be carrying some type of antigens on the surface. So those are called as the surface antigens, like the heme agglutinin H and attach of virus to the susceptible cells. Whatever the susceptible cells are there, that at that place it go and bind on that cell surface. And then neuraminidase, that is the release of virus from infected cells. Attachments in the sense heme agglutinin, it could be going and attachment on that cell, then it is called as agglutination in the sense that is the clumping or the attachment. And neuraminidase, that is the releasing or the separation from that infected cells. And see here, we can see the some of the characters of the type A, type B, type C, which type of the problems or which type of the symptoms are there. It is type A is caused by the significant disease, okay, and then type B is also causes significant disease. Type C is only apparent cases, it could be seen into the apparent cases. And then type A, epidemic and the pandemic, okay, it could be affected through the one local area, or it could be affected to the international level. Okay, type B is a milder epidemic, so it is a little bit epidemic. Type C is nothing, that is a nil. And then type A again, high morbidity and the mortality. So here the suffering, type A case, I think it looks as a very much danger, where the mortality, the death rate will be high, whereas then compared to the type B, where the death rate is a low. Yeah, it can say as this, it shows the less morbidity and the mortality. Infected the humans and other species. Here the host is only human, not only the human, other species also there, but in the type B only human, type C only humans. And type A again, the antigenic variations are frequently, means he see here, once what happened, if we are suffer from the any cold and cough, we take the some medication, but maybe in the second time affected with that same disease, the medications will not work. Why? Because due to this antigenic variations property only. It has a RNA virus, it has the property to show the differentiation of their properties or characters. So how can a one same drug is effect on that symptom? So that's why like this happens. We say commonly that we are taking the same medication even though the treatment is not properly working. So this is the main reason that the virus have the variations in their character, it show the variations. That's why maybe the same type of antiviral or the antibiotics are the, as it is a virus disease, so whatever the antiviral disease which we are taking for that symptoms, to stop that symptoms or to treat the such disease, it could not work in the proper condition. And it again, the type C's antigenic variations are infrequent, so type B and the type C is not that much of problematic condition, whereas than compared to the type A. And what is that antigenic shift or the drift? So see here, antigenic shift results from genetic recombinations of humans and animals or avian viruses. Antigenic shift results from genetic recombination. Why it is happened? It could be happened from the genetic recombination, or humans and the animals or the avian viruses will be host here. And antigenic drift, what is the drift here? It involves the mutations, point mutations in the genes. Type B shows lesser degree changes and type C shows it is an antigenically stable, means that much of not type, that much of variations are not seen into the type C. And whatever the reservoir of infection, who are the reservoirs? Major reservoir of human seasonal influenza are animals and the birds. Here the reservoirs are the animals and the birds, but symptoms are seen into the humans, and humans are cases and subclinical cases. These are all the primary reservoirs. Humans are the primary reservoirs. Virus isolate from many animals and birds like swine, horses, dogs, domestic poultry, and wild birds, etc. New strains form due to the recombination between man, animal, and the birds. So whatever the new types of symptoms or new types of disease will happen, it could be happen due to the changes in the variations or changes in the recombinations in the genes of the virus, which could be effect into the three reservoirs like the man, animals, and the birds. Migratory waterfalls like the wild duck are natural reservoir of avian influenza. We heard about the bird flu or the avian influenza, that is the main reservoir here, that is the waterfalls or the wild duck. And what are the sources? If we talk about the sources of infections, like cases are the subclinical cases, human seasonal influenza. Here the sources are nothing but the in any seasonal changes, that is the human season influenza will occur, and during the epidemic situation asymptomatic infections occur, play important role into the spread of infection. Infection will occur, but there is a no symptoms, not particular symptoms are there. That's why asymptomatic infection will be spread from the community to another community. Respiratory tract secretions are also infective. See, any person is there who is not showing any type of symptoms, even though it is affected with the viruses, then their respiratory, nasal or the oral secretions are also affected with the virus. And birds, poultry material infected with the birds excreta, secretions and birds meat, these are also effect with that avian flu. These are all cause the effect of avian flu. Period of infectivity. See here, what is the duration, how many days it will take. Human seasonal influenza, that is 3 to 5 days from clinical onset in the adults. In adults 3 to 5 days, 7 days in the children's. Highest infinity, that is the infectivity during the first day will happens. Avian influenza, it is the cases are not infective. Human influenza or avian influenza, in that cases are not infective. And what are the host factor for the influenza disease? Age and sex. See, what is the age and who is that affected? All age groups or both sexes are affected. Like any age, there is a not particular restriction for the age, and both the cases, male and the female. Attack rate is lower among the adults, as the adult has a high body, what we can say, the immunity power is there, and the strength are depend upon their immunity. Maybe there are not that much of risk than compared to the children and the older peoples. Children constitute an important link in transmission chains. It could be higher in the children's are the play the major role in the transmission process of the infection. Mortality rate or the death rate. Highest mortality rate could be seen into the during epidemic amongst in who are the death rate will be seen more in the old people, as the old persons that does not have that much of immunity, so they are the first line of infection. Old people generally over more than the 85 years, means the who cross the 70s, so maybe the chance to get the infection easily. And children's under the 18 months are the babies who is below the 18 months or 1 year old babies, maybe a chance or high risk to get the infection with the diseases. And persons with symptom, that is systemic diseases such as, and although the persons who are already suffer from the different types of diseases like chronic heart disease, respiratory diseases, renal diseases and the diabetic person. So if the persons who are already suffer from this type of diseases, maybe a chance they get the infection first from the influenza. And what are the environmental factor? Let's see. Season. Epidemic usually occurs in the winter month. As in the winter month the weather is cool and the temperate zone it will be happen, and in the tropical zone the outbreak occurs in the rainy season. In the tropical season, tropical areas, in the rainy season the disease will happens more, whereas in the temperate zone it will be happen in the winter month. And the second factor is about the overcrowding. It enhance the transmission if the overcrowding is there. Likewise now we are listening that for the due to the coronavirus every person has to maintain the social distancing, means to avoid the overcrowding. So like this is the same precaution, it has come under into the precaution measure, and it is a good way for the transmission of the diseases. If the overcrowding is there, the transmission of the disease will be take high amount into the population. So to avoid the overcrowding, one can be prevent from this type of spreading of the infection. Mode of transmission, how it could be transmission. See here, human seasonal influenza, it could be transmitted from the one person to the another person by the droplets infection or the droplet nuclei. Use of formites. So see here, the infection is could be transferred from the one person to another person. If any person is affected with the influenza, there may be by the sneezing or by the coughing or by the droplet spread in the air, then another person is getting infected with this infection. And portal of entry, that is the where it is coming means respiratory tract is affected. And avian influenza, birds to human, it is come from the birds. As we know, in the term only it is given rise that avian means birds to human. And how it will be entered? By the feco-oral route, excreta of poultry. See, excreta of poultry, if a persons who work into the poultry industry, or we can say any meat or any birds are there, those excreta, it is by the enter into the fecal to oral route and direct contact by the workers who work in that poultry farms. And ingestion of undercooked food. See here another, as the virus it is present in the body of individuals and it is present into the raw material or the raw food. So if the food is not that much of processed or not that much of well cooked or the undercooked food is there, the chance is more to get the infections. And what is the incubation period? From the human seasonal influenza 1 to 4 days, and for the avian influenza that is about the 2 to 5 days. How the pathogenesis, the disease pathway, or we can say how can it will be spread from the viruses and enters into the superficial epithelium of respiratory tract, inflammation will see and the necrosis will be happens. Clinical features. Human seasonal influenza fever is high grade, chills, significant generalized aches and pain. Means body ache and the pains are there, and headache, headache and the myalgia, coughing, generalized weakness and exhaustion. Fever lasts for 1 to 5 days and average for the 3 days into the adult. And these are all again the symptoms, like headache is present, that is the uncommon. Into this the symptoms we talk about this fatigue in the moderate and the low and the high. So these are all the stuff we knows. In the type A, type B, type C, like this the 3 types of list is there. And then what are the clinical features? See here, the symptoms for the avian influenza, the bird flu, we can call like this bird flu. Fever is high grade, generalized ache and pain, headache and myalgia, coughing, diarrhea, generalized weakness, signs of lower respiratory tract infections. And how the diagnosis by the specimens, by taking the samples. Human seasonal influenza and the pandemic influenza by the nasal or by the nasopharyngeal swab. By taking the swab we can take the specimens at the nasopharyngeal region, from the nasopharyngeal area and the oropharyngeal swab. This is a technique, or that is the from where specimen will be collected. And throat swab not useful after 2 days of illness. Avian influenza, endotracheal swab, nasal nasopharyngeal swab, oropharyngeal swab, throat swab. Transmission or transportation of sample is by triple packing system. The transportation of the whatever the swab it is taking or the sample is taking, that could be taking or the transported by the triple packing system. How the case management? Symptomatic management. If the symptoms will be seen, then what could be the management to avoid from this infection? See here, cough suppression and decontagiants and paracetamol for fever and like salicylates must be avoided. For the symptomatic management, drugs management. Antiviral drugs, what are the antiviral drugs? M2 inhibitors and amantadine, rimantadine and neuraminidase inhibitors like the oseltamivir, zanamivir. These are all the drugs are the antiviral drugs. Influenza A is treated with zanamivir or combination of oseltamivir and the rimantidine. Influenza B is treated with the oseltamivir supportive managements like oxygen therapy. If the person is highly suffered from the respiratory problems, then they go for the oxygen therapy and antibiotics and the steroids, etc. And what are the preventions? See, if you talk about the prevention, first thing about the ventilation, first thing about, and then the avoid overcrowding, especially during the epidemics. Cover your mouth while sneezing and the coughing. Immunizations, vaccine must administered at least 2 weeks before the onset of epidemics. Hand hygiene condition, and wash your hand frequently like this. And personal protective equipments are the PPE. The persons are who work in the first treatment layer sorry, first line of treatment, like the doctors and the municipality members who work, are the workers who work in this cleaning and the treatment processes. So they have to maintain the PPE or the personal protective equipment. They have to wear and do that all the procedures. Persons of the high risk of transmission, there may be a chance for the high risk of the transmission. So this is the vaccine for the influenza viruses vaccine, that is a fluvirin. A name is also there, fluvirin. That is the name come from the company. So different companies give the different names, but we have to see the formula. The antiviral are the, these may be the vaccines like the death vaccine or the attenuated vaccines or the live vaccines. So these are all the vaccines to kill that, or the to improve the immunity, or the to improve the antibiotics into the body of individuals. And what is the vaccines, how it will be, the dose of the vaccine will be given. The primary doses like 2 doses 1 month apart. And what is the route? By the subcutaneous in the skin. Site of infection injections like the deltoid region, means at the upper arm region. And immunity duration, it could be aqueous vaccine for the 6 month, oil adjuvant vaccine for the 1 month. Next, revaccination, when the revaccination again and again for the influenza, means it could be for the every year. And thank you. I think I completed and all the topics regarding to the influenza. What is the definition for the influenza, what are the symptoms, who are the host factor, and what is the agent, or so these are all the things here. And I hope you can understand easily by listening this. Thank you for listening.